So this is a review video for the law of sines, law of cosines, and area of triangle unit. I'm gonna draw a picture here to start. So the little letter is across from the angle. So with this information, to find all the missing measures, the first thing I can find is little c, and I'm gonna use the law of cosines based on the information we have. We've got a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times c cosine. And let me get the formula sheet. You get that. That's one of the formulas. And because we want c squared, I can type this all in the calculator exactly as it looks. Oh wait, make sure you're in degree mode. I am not. Okay. So 12 squared plus 5 squared minus 2. And you can't round until your final answer, so don't round this. We're gonna do the square root of the answer, which is second negative symbol. So C is 7.88 because it says 2 decimal places. And now to find the angles, pick an angle, doesn't matter, I'll do A. I'm gonna do law of sines. So sine of A divided by 12 equals the sine of 27 divided by 7.88. This I can evaluate. And then multiply 12 to the right to solve for sine of A. So then to get the angle, I'm gonna do second sine of that answer. So the angle A is 43.74 degrees. And we know that all the angles add up to 180. So the missing angle B is 109.26. So then for number 2, I'm going to draw the picture again. So side A is here. Well, before I could do that, I need to find angle A. Let's find angle C first, because we have side C. So sine of C over 9 is the sine of 55 over 12. So sine of C is 0.614. So the inverse. So angle C is 37.2 decimal places, 91 degrees. So to find A, so angle A is going to be 180 minus 37.91 plus 55. $87.09 degrees. All right, given this triangle, find C. Well, we have to find A first, so similar to number 2, and then we can find C. So sine of 97 over 23 equals the sine of A over 18. So A is 50.97 degrees. That means angle C is going to be 180 minus 97 plus 50.97. So angle C is 32.03 degrees. Find all the missing measures. So we got to find side C to start. I'm going to use law of cosines. So a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times b cosine of 60. The square root of that is 26.96. So now we need angle A and angle B. So let's go for angle A. Sine of A over 31 equals the sine of 60 over 26.96. So sine of A is 0.9958. A is 84.75 degrees. So that means angle B is going to be 180 minus that angle minus the given angle. Okay, on to number 5. All right, so for number 5, it says use separate paper. So I have my separate paper. Let's do A. When you draw your triangle, it does not matter where you put your ABC as long as you label the corresponding sides and angles matching. I can find this missing angle. And that's 102 degrees. So I'm going to find side C first, since that's the biggest angle. Oh, no, can't use law of cosines. We have to use law of sines. So sine of 26 over 89 is the sine of 102 over side C. And I'm going to cross multiply. So C times the sine of 26 is 89 sine of 102. Divide to isolate the variable. We got 89 sine of 102 divided by sine 26, 198.59. Now we'll find side A. Let's use the law of cosines just because it's a good practice. So here's little a. So a squared equals 89 squared plus 198.59 squared. Cosine 52. 89 squared plus 198.59 squared minus 2 times. So square root of that answer is 159.99. All right, A done. On to B. So we're locked into finding angle C first, just based on our given information. I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. So sine inverse of that answer. So we get 74.21 degrees as angle C. So then let's add up all our angles. So 180. So B is 45.79. And then you can pick law of sines or cosines to find side B. I'll go with cosines just as practice. Okay. So B is 7.45. Two more. Still number 5, C. So we're locked into law of cosines. .34. And then I'm going to find A, so sine of A over 6 equals sine of 31 over 4.34 multiplied by 6. Inverse, so A is 45.40. And then all the angles have to add up to 180. So this is 103.6. Labeling my last triangle. I'm locked into law of cosines. That's the only option. So I'm going to find angle B first since it's the largest because it's across from the largest side. So 112 squared equals 96 squared plus 74 squared minus 2 times 96 times 74 cosine of B. Now, this is not a pure calculator problem because these are all multiplied. So you cannot just combine all those numbers. So instead, let me figure out what we've got. I can combine these. So to solve, we have to subtract this number to the left. divide by the negative 14,000. And then do the inverse. So angle B is 81.3 degrees. So now I'm going to do law of sines. Multiply both sides by 96. Inverse. So we get 57.92 degrees as C. And then they all have to add to 180. Uh-oh, I only did one decimal place there. It's all right. This is 40.78. Okay. Find the area. Well, the key with area is we have to be given an angle in between two sides. So here, this angle is between the two given sides, so that's good. Our area formula is 1/2 AB sine C. But it doesn't matter what A, B, and C are. Like this could be angle C. So the area is 1/2 these two sides sine of 30. So the area is 20.4. So the problem with B is we don't have an angle. So I'm going to find angle B because it's across from the largest side. That's the one you should find first. Again, we cannot combine these values. This has to stay separate because it's multiplied by cosine of B. So I'm going to subtract the 80. So 20 divided by negative 64. So to find the angle, I'm going to do cosine inverse of that, and we get 108.21. So now we can find the area because we have the angle between the sides. So area is 1/2 4 times 8 cosine of 108.21. -5. Oh, Ms. Weiss, this should be sine. Okay, second enter brings up what I just typed, and I can change the function to the correct one of sine. Oh, that's better. 15.20 is the area. All right, now we got 4 word problems. An oil tanker and a cruise ship leave at the same time and travel in a straight line, respectively. So there we go, traveling in their straight lines. 2 hours later. So wait a minute, these should be doubled because this is miles per hour. That's tricky. Okay, so 64 and 92. 2 hours later, they are 63 miles apart. What is the angle between their courses? Law of cosines. 63 squared equals 64 squared plus 92 squared minus 2 times 64 times 92 cosine of A. These all have to stay here. These numbers can get subtracted to the left. I'm going to do all that in my calculator. So 63 squared minus 64 squared minus 92 squared leaves me with negative 8591. 2 times 64 times 92 leaves with negative 11,776 cosine of A. So negative 8591 divided by negative 11,776 is 0.729 for cosine of A. So the inverse of that is an angle of 43 point, no rounding direction, so we'll go 15 degrees. So angle A equals 43.15 degrees. Okay, we got a picture in number 8. Observers at point A and B, 30 kilometers apart, so this is 30. Sight an airplane at those angles. How far is the plane from each observer? So we have to find little b and little a. Oh, we can find our missing angle. So 180 minus 40 minus 75. So this angle is 65. So let's use law of sine. Sine of 65 over 30 is sine of 75 over b. We're going to cross multiply since the variable is in the denominator. Divide by sine of 65. So b is, little b, 30, sine of 75, divided by sine of 65, 31.97 kilometers. Don't forget to label your answers with units. So now little a, we're going to do the same process but with the other angle. Cross multiply. .28 kilometers. All right, last two. Two hikers follow a trail that splits into two forks. Each hiker takes a different fork. The forks diverge at an angle of 67 degrees, and both hikers are walking at 3.5 miles per hour. How far apart are they after 1 hour? So that means this is 3.5 and 3.5. So law of cosines. Cosine 67. This is the one where we can purely type it in our calculator. Square root, and they are 3.86 miles, I guess, apart, since it's miles per hour. An oil tanker and a cruise ship leave at the same time and travel in straight lines. Hey, is this the same? 2 hours. Hey, it's the same as 7. Yay, one less problem to do. You are done the review.